My name's Doug Falter. I'm a surf photographer. I reside on the North Shore of Oahu. Photography to me is pretty much everything. It's my passion. It's what I love to do. If I didn't have photography, I don't know what I'd be doing. I'm just an Ohio boy, born in Ohio where there's cornfields. There's no ocean. It's cold and rainy and crappy weather. And then I found myself in Hawaii just swimming in like the craziest wave almost known to man. The most dangerous wave that I've ever shot would probably have to be Pipeline. It's the first big wave I've ever shot at, and I could still say it's the most dangerous. There is a lot going on. Most people don't even realize, like when you're watching the surf at Pipeline, you don't see the surf photographers in there, you don't even notice them there. But there's always a big crowd and it's actually very competitive as a surf photographer. I would say it's probably the most dangerous just because the reef is so shallow and so jagged and it's always changing, the sand's shifting around and you never know what it's gonna be like until you actually swim out. Shooting jaws. Shooting jaws is awesome. The coolest part about jaws is being able to get up to the wave so close that you're like almost getting sprayed with it. We got a boat last time, which was really cool, and I had the best angle while we were out there because I got to stand on the roof. The wave breaks so big and so hollow that the surfer will be way down below you and you'll be looking down on them. I think the best thing to do would be to be on a jet ski if you're at Jaws because you can get closer than anybody. You have the freedom to move around pretty quickly. The shot that I got of Kai Linney for the Billabong XXL nomination, that was on probably one of the most epic days Jaws has ever had in the last couple years. It was like that angle where you're shooting down, kind of. There was guys on skis. I think Zach Noel was actually in the shot, and that was pretty cool. Like, he was right there too. One of my favorite photos was definitely of Pipeline. I shot it from land. And I was actually sitting with a buddy that was in town and I was actually just showing him around and I was like, hey, I took him to Pipeline to let him check it out. And I took my camera with me and I was actually just sitting there with him and just saw one of the most epic rides I've ever seen out there. The photo of Cole Christiansen at Pipeline was epic. It really shows what it's like as a surf photographer. It's just like, I'm on the edge of just being completely wiped out by this wave. And Cole is in this wave, just standing tall, like his jaw is dropped. He's giving that complete barrel face. And it was just like the most surreal moment because I swam for 3 hours. My legs were cramping, like I was debating on going in 5 minutes before. I only had like 50 shots left on my camera. And I'm just like trying to limit my photos. And I waited like 10 or 15, maybe 20 more minutes to get the shot, and it took me 3 hours. And like the feeling of getting the shot after you're swimming for 3 hours in death-defying craziness ocean is what it's all about. My third favorite photo would be on the more artistic side of my photography. She was duck diving, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and snap pictures of this. It's just a perfect image of a girl halfway in the water and then halfway out and her leg is up and like her nose is sticking through so you can tell she's on a surfboard and she's doing her thing, and it just ended up working. I like shooting the over-under shots because it's different. A lot of people don't do it and it takes specific gear. The lens, the setup that you have with your water housing, the port, the settings you do on your camera, everything matters. The results can be totally worth it once you get the shot. My favorite time and my favorite thing to do is to shoot more artsy photos while the sun's setting of surfers with their silhouette or half in, half out of the water. Even underwater stuff is really cool at that time of the day too. It's like the golden hour. Seriously, that's my favorite thing to do, is to sit out in the water, like way out, and just, it's super quiet. Nobody's got like their phone or anything. Nobody's talking, everybody's just like catching their last waves of the session. And it's just, it's like therapy.
Don't leave, don't leave. I will wait by the sea, feet dangling off a wall, overhanging the way.
I found my happiness, and that is definitely photography.
Until I started loving the ocean so much and seeing the ocean and seeing all the waves and things, and that's when I became so in love with photography and capturing wave images.